Welcome to Forsyth Virtual Spanish 3 for summer. I'm going to start by explaining about our platform for the summer. It's a website called Apex, so I'm going to show you how to access the platform. You'll open a page in the internet like you see here, and then type apexvs.com. Actually, if you just type apexvs, and I'm gonna, if the first time you do it, it doesn't work or it doesn't take you to the right place, hit the space bar like 5 times and then enter, and that'll open a fresh Apex link. So then you'll click on apex.com, and this is the page you should see. When you see this page, notice it asks you for your username and password. Well, to get your username and password, I will have sent each of you individually a message in It's Learning that will give you your username and password. Now, if you don't have access to It's Learning yet, because sometimes there are glitches and you're not able to get into It's Learning, so you're not able to see what you're supposed to do. If that happens, email me. My email address, I'll type it right here, is jthompson@forsyth.k12.ga.us. And with this, well, if you email me, then I can email you your username and password. Otherwise, otherwise hopefully you will have it in It's Learning, because I will be sending that to you. Each of you will get your own username and password. So then we'll go back over here, type in the username. I made up a name here so that's the username. And then I'm typing in the temporary password, which the password I give you will be temporary. So you'll log in with that, and it will ask you to change your password. So I'll put a new password, and hopefully, oh, never mind, that's not long enough. So let's put, there we go. And I have read and accepted, blah, 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 submit. Oh goodness, now I have to answer questions. I'll just put A, and music, I'll put B, save. Of course it has to be 3 letters, A, B, C, and C, D, E, F. All right, save. Continue. And there you are, you're in. So this is what your class will look like right here. You'll see Spanish 3. If you click on the Spanish 3, it will take you to the course. This is what it will look like. It goes in order, so you can't do Unit 3 until you've done Unit 1. So you have to complete things to move forward. There are 8 units. Unit 4 and Unit 8 are midterm and final. So really there are only 3 working units in the first semester, and then 3 working units in the second semester. You can go click on the outline here, and it shows you a breakdown of what's in every unit, if you're interested in that. Or let's say you're in Unit 4 and you want to go back and review some things that you weren't sure about, you can click on that table of contents, and it'll take you in here where you can explore a little bit better. Oh, once you're in here, let's say you're here and you're like, okay, I want to read that again. It'll take you directly to that page so that you can read what is there. So we've done the username and password. In It's Learning, I'm creating plans for the weekly plans. So you'll see the plan for the first unit, which is the first week of school. I have the plan here, what you're supposed to do: complete all of Unit 1, take the Unit 1 test by Friday. And I have included a page that when you open it, it tells you exactly, it tells you the extra activity that you need to complete for that week. So this one is a listening activity. Each week, let's say, I don't know, over the weekend or on Friday before, I'll post the work for the upcoming week. I think I may even post the upcoming always be 2 weeks ahead, so that if you need to get ahead, if you're going on vacation or whatever, you can get ahead. You definitely never want to be behind. Each week there's a different extra activity outside of Apex. The first week will be listening, the second week speaking, and then the third week you'll do Unit 3 and you'll take the midterm. Then the fourth week you have a writing activity. The fourth week, sorry, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, the fourth week a writing activity. The fifth week a reading activity. The sixth week is a general review. I'll give you a week just to go back and review everything you've done. And then the final week, you're going to take the seventh week, you'll take the final exam. But every activity, you'll go to the planner to look and see what's coming up, what are the activities, and you'll always want to click on the resource. Like here I said, click on the resources, and you'll see the links to be able to do what you need to do. All right, so that's basically how you're going to be working your way through the course. Now, it's very important to keep up because, like I said, you can't, if week 2, you're supposed to be doing the second unit, the creative process, and you're only halfway through Unit 1, you're not going to be able to do Unit 2. So you're going to, not only will you be behind for the first week, but you will be forced to be behind for the second week, and it will create an avalanche of behindness, and it'll be very difficult to catch up. I've estimated maybe about 2 hours a day that you'll need to spend on the computer working, 2 to 4 hours a day to complete the work that you need to do each day and be on track. You may be able to go faster than that. It may take you more time, but I would say on average, it'll be between 2 and 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. Let's see. Yes. So let's say that the first week, Unit 1 is what is going to be due. You're going to have to go through each of the lessons, and then let's see, there are 4 lessons, and then the 0.5 here is the test. This is the vocabulary. I would also recommend you get a physical dictionary so that you can use that when you're taking the quizzes and the tests. So if you are not finished, what I would do is I would say I would do all of this first part on Monday, and then I would do this second part on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then take the test on Friday. And then you've done the unit. Plus you have that little extra piece that you have to do outside. The outside piece would never take you more than an hour. I can't imagine it would take longer than that. If this is not all done by the first week, then automatically the formative, which is the average of your quizzes, and the summative, which is your test here, will have 20 points taken off the top. So if you make 100 on all your quizzes, but it's a week late, or you don't turn it in until the second week, then let's say that your formative average for all the quizzes is an 80, then you'll get a 60. And I'll take 20 points off your summative as well. If it's later than that, then you'll get a 50 for completion. So you will never get lower than a 50, but you won't get what you scored. The good thing is that you'll at least get some credit, but if it's more than a week late, that's all you'll get. Let's see, I've already mentioned that you can't move forward until the old work is completed. So if you are on this quiz, as soon as you take that quiz, you do these lessons, you read everything. As soon as you take that quiz, then it'll open this little second section up. You won't be able to touch this until you've done that first quiz. So if you're supposed to be in Unit 2 and you're still here, you can't even access Unit 2 until you've done all of Unit 1. The reason for that is it builds. It's a language, so it builds slowly. All right, not possible to move forward. Yes, it's very important that you keep up. I can't stress that enough. You absolutely have to keep up. All right, creating notes. If you go, let's see, I'm going to go back over here. Let's say this is your Unit 1, and there are the 4 lesson sections and then the test. At the beginning of each of these sections, if you click on the beginning of each of these sections, you'll see objectives. These are the objectives for the several lessons that are coming up in this point 1 section. I would pay special attention to whatever it says for the grammar. So let's say that here it says recall and examine present tense verbs with an irregular yo form. What I would do if I were you is I would copy that. I would go to the internet, paste that in, and look at images and find myself an awesome chart. And then I would put that on a Word document and I would print it and I would keep it, because you can use that when you're taking the quizzes and you can use it when you're taking the tests. So I highly recommend that you create some good notes off of this little grammar section. Comparatives and superlatives, same thing. Go to Google, make yourself a little chart. Do that at the very beginning. Like if you're working on this first section on Monday, if you're working on this first section on Monday, then first thing you do is go to the objectives and make yourself some charts, because you can use those through the entire rest of that day. All the activities that you're doing, you're going to be using those charts. Let's see. On quizzes and tests, you are not to use the internet. So be honest and have integrity and don't use the internet. You can use a physical dictionary. You can use any printed or written notes, but no internet. On the quizzes, you'll get, if you take the quiz, 70 is the cutoff. So if you make lower than a 70, you've not passed. If you make a 70 or higher, it'll move you forward on the quizzes and the tests. If you make let's say a 60 on the first attempt at a quiz, it will allow you to reset the quiz and you can take the quiz again. But if you fail it for a second time, you have to message me or email me to tell me to move you forward, because you'll be stuck. It will not move you forward. And on the tests, you get one chance on the tests. So if you don't pass the test, same thing. You're going to have to email me or message me, and you'll have to. I'll have to move you forward, physically move it forward. Otherwise, it won't let you go forward. Let's see. I'm also recommending that in here, in its learning, that in the very first thing in the planner is going to be managing the course. So I haven't added everything, but I'm going to be adding odds and ends that I feel like you need to read before you start. If you open this attachment that I've put in there, I've got a welcome letter that I'd like you to read that has a lot of good information. Definitely read that, because it will have all your contact information for me. It'll explain about the course. I'm also going to be adding probably a syllabus. Well, I probably won't add a syllabus, because the syllabus is pretty much, click on this and that's the syllabus. That's what the whole course is right there in front of you. All right, I think that is it. If I think of anything else that I think you might need, I will make another little video. Otherwise, happy summer Spanish. Look forward to working with you.